Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a pregnancy Q&A. I've just been getting so many DMs and things asking questions, and I thought I would just go ahead and do this Q&A video because I can answer all the questions at once. So I will just go ahead and get into it. There's been about probably, I don't know, like I haven't counted them, but 8 to 10 questions I'd say that I have repeatedly been asked. So those are the ones I'm going to address. First, I'm going to start with the naming theme because there are a lot of questions about names and if we have a name and that sort of thing. So do we have a name yet? No, we don't. We have never named our kids before they are born. We don't even have the name when they are born. We typically have a list of that we've narrowed to say 5 names that we both really like, and then when the baby is born we look at the baby's face, like see what that baby looks like, and sometimes it takes us a couple hours to really like decide which name it's going to be. So no, we don't have a name yet. Second question though with that, are you going to be using a name that you picked out the whole time, like previous kids? Like if you had a boy, are you going to be using a name from that list, or did we have a different boy name for each kid? So I'd say in general we've always had like the same boy list for each kid because we've never had a boy, so it stays pretty stable. And for the first 2, I knew for sure it was a girl, so we didn't really have a list. For the third, when I didn't find out gender, I did kind of more seriously start a list, but we never narrowed it. I would say it has about 15, 20 names on it, and that is about where it stands. So we will probably start from that list. We have not even started thinking about names yet. We'll probably do that more like 35, 6 weeks. But I probably will go from that list and at least start there. Will a name come from there? I'm not sure, but that's what it is. And then finally, someone asked, will names be easier or harder? I honestly think easier. Girl names, there's just so many beautiful ones. And boys, there's a lot too, but I feel like I'm more like, yeah, I don't like that. I do like that on boys. And especially because middle names are always family names for us, it makes it easier in that respect because there's not as many boys in our family that have passed as opposed to girls. So it's just, I think it's gonna be easier this time around. I'll be going from probably starting from that list we haven't chosen yet. Hope that answers that question. The next question, is this going to be your last baby now that you're getting a boy? I don't like this question. We did not have another baby to try to get a boy. I would have been so happy with a girl. I would have been so happy with a boy. We didn't have a 4th just to say, oh, we want to try for our boy. So that's why I don't like that question. But will it be our last baby? Probably not. I want more. I mean, this one hasn't even come yet and I'm already like, give me more. I just love babies. I come from a large family. There are 9 kids in my family. So honestly, 4 still seems small to me. Dan, I think, is up for more kids. So we're just kind of playing it by ear, seeing what happens, what God gives us. Like, this is all on God's terms in our minds. If God gives us more, that would be great. I would probably be sad, honestly, if it was our last. But if that's what God chooses, then that's what God chooses too. So I would say no, not our last if it was up to me. Next up, is your husband excited? I think he's excited. He's definitely excited for another baby. I thought when he found out it was a boy, he would be like ecstatic. Like, we don't have one, it's a boy. And I think he is very happy it's a boy, but he hasn't let on. Like, if we had 3 boys and then a girl, I would be like, woohoo, like, you know, like ecstatic, over the moon. And he has not been jumping for joy. He is happy. And I see, like, when he's playing soccer, like, he's like, oh, maybe I'll have that. So I know he's happy, but I expected him to be ecstatic. I don't know, maybe boys just don't show emotion like us girls do, but I'd say he's less outwardly excited than I expected him to be. What do the girls think? The girls are very excited for a new baby. That is undeniable. When we were in the ultrasound, so when we went, if you didn't see my previous videos, the girls went with me, the 3 girls went with me, and Dan stayed home. So they were so excited. They loved watching the baby on the monitor. And she said, "Are you ready to know?" And they were all like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she said, "It's a boy." They were all completely silent, like for at least a good minute, maybe 2. And I finally was like, "Do you guys think you can still love a boy?" And they were like, they thought about it for a minute. Isabel was like, "Well, Dad has a boy and we like him. He plays with us. Like, it's good. Yeah, we can love a boy." And then they were all cheering and happy it was a boy. So I think now that it's become regular, they are getting more excited and they say team boy, and anytime they see someone new, they're like, "We're having a boy." They like tell everybody. So I think they are getting excited, and the girl boy thing doesn't mean as much now that they know it's a boy, I guess, and they're just excited for a new baby. Next up, are you glad that you found out? Yes, I am. Mainly, I did not find out for our 3rd, and it killed me. I did not like that. I hated it. I felt like, you know, you just kind of can bond a little bit more earlier on with the baby. You can start thinking names. You can start thinking nursery design, like if they're all gonna share a room, if one's gonna have a different, like, I don't know. There's just so many things you can think about, and just the bonding, and you know kind of what you're thinking about, who you're thinking about. And so I'm very glad I know. I will say one thing that I am experiencing that I didn't expect, because like I said, I would have been so happy with a girl, I would have been so happy with a boy. But when I found out it was a boy, there was a part of me that was like, oh, like I'm mourning the fact that it's not a girl, because I think I have all girls. I know that I love them with my whole heart. Like they are my everything. And so imagining something different now for sure is like kind of wild. Like you know that I never experienced this personally, but I have heard other people say like when they have 1 and they're going to 2, their big worry is like, will we love the 2nd one as much as we love the 1st one? And then the baby's born and they're like, yep, how could we have even thought that? That's kind of what I'm feeling about a boy, is like, I love my girl so much. How could I possibly love a boy as much? So, so I've heard the term gender disappointment. I'm not gender disappointed. I still am so happy we're having a boy. Like, I'm happy we're having a baby. So a boy, a girl, doesn't really matter, but I am like a little bit like, oh my girl. But the more time that passes, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I don't know, just that's the feeling out there. Never thought I would have that feeling. Don't know if other people have had that feeling, but yes, I'm excited. Yes, I'm glad I found out, and I also have that feeling too. Are you having a home birth again? Yes, that's the plan. I have very much enjoyed that experience. If you have home birth specific questions, leave them. I will do a home birth video at some point, I'm sure. But that is definitely what works best for our family. Isabel was born in the hospital, and then the other 2 have been born at home. This 3rd home birth will hopefully be there, barring no complications. What are your worst symptoms so far? So honestly, if you've been watching my symptom or like weekly updates, I really right now am not having that many symptoms. I would say the one that sticks out in my mind from early on was just the anxiety piece, because I had some bleeding and some stuff going on first trimester that was just so anxiety ridden. That would be for me the thing that sticks out the most. That's been my worst symptom. Other than that, I'd say probably like fatigue. I don't know. Right now I'm not having any crazy bad symptoms, so it's hard to even like remember that. When do you next go back to the doctor? Actually today. Later today I go back to the doctor. But I guess that's what you meant. I go back to the doctor today, and I go at a 4-week cadence at the moment. And then when you hit 36 weeks, I think we go to every 2 weeks, I think, if I remember correctly. So I go today and there'll be an update soon. And then last question, is there anything you're buying this time around outside of new clothes for the boy? The two things that stick out are, one, I want to get a ring sling. It's like one of the only carriers I haven't had and tried, and it's one that I've always wanted, and I think I definitely want to get it. I am a member, I'm a leader in the Leche League, and we just had a meeting on baby wearing, and so people brought carriers, we brought carriers, and we all tested them out. I tried out the ring sling. I put both Juliana and Rosemary in it. They loved it. It felt good. I definitely want to try a ring sling, so that's something I definitely want to get. And then also, I think a wagon, a stroller wagon. Right now, I want the 4-seater since we've got 4 kids. I know Isabel's a little bit older, but honestly, she's the one who like doesn't like to walk the most sometimes. So I definitely want a 4-seater, especially if we're gonna grow and have even more kids, then I want another seat in there. And probably leaning towards the Wonderfold. I've done a lot of research on it. The only thing I don't like about it so far is that it seems so heavy. So that's the big con, but if you have other suggestions on 4-seaters, ones that maybe aren't as heavy, I've looked at a couple and I've seen people out that I've asked to look at theirs, and they are lighter but lower to the ground maybe. The kids can't grow as much. They don't have as much room in them, so I could fit the kids but maybe not stuff, which I would want to fit too. I don't know, lots of factors, but that would be the other thing I probably would be wanting to get. And then of course basic supplies that you need, you know, nursing pads and diapers and all the things you need for every kid. So would definitely be buying those, but those would be the two major ones I think. So those are pretty much all the questions that have come in. If you have any more, let me know, but that will be it for today. Thank you for watching. See you for the next update. Bye.